Hi everyone, I'm going to be showing you how I create this look. So it's a basic neutral eye look along with a bright lip, and you'll notice I'll always start by applying my makeup to my eyes. So I start by applying Stila's Prime Pot in the shade Caramel all over my eyelids, going from the inner tear duct to my eyelid and up to my brow bone, and even a little bit on my lower lid. So really making sure to cover the entire surface. Then I'm grabbing a standard shader brush and MAC's eyeshadow in Brule and applying that basically to my entire eyelid. And this is pretty much going to just create the base for the entire look. Then I grab MAC's eyeshadow in Texture, and I also grabbed a blending brush, and I'm basically just taking that from the crease, the outer crease, up until 3/4, I would say, of the inner crease area, if you want to say, and really just blending that back and forth, and covering my left eye after that. So I'll be doing this for another couple of seconds. It's really making sure that there's no harsh lines or anything, and making sure to really blend that over the entire area. I also forgot to apply some lip balm. I like to apply that right before applying any of my makeup to keep my lips moisturized. Using a Q-tip, I'm just cleaning up the excess eye area. Then I grabbed the Maybelline Quad. I'll have the name below, just to apply that to the brow bone to really highlight the brow bone area and highlight my eyebrows as well as the crease created by texture, because that kind of makes it pop a little more and provides more definition. I also grabbed a shimmery white. This is by Sephora. It could be any white really. Matte works really well as well for the inner tear duct. I also grabbed a black gel eyeliner, and am using just a standard brush that came with the Maybelline gel eyeliner, and that's going under my eye and on the upper eyelid as well. And I find this lasts all day. Like, this is a brand that cost me $2.99, and it actually is better than any brand I've tried, better than Makeup Forever, better than MAC, Maybelline, Bobbi Brown. It's waterproof, and it's actually really hard to take off even at midnight if I've even applied it at 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's very black, very pigmented, and waterproof. So as you can see, I'm really extending that all the way past the eye, and because I have larger eyelids, I could pretty much afford to do this. I wouldn't recommend creating such a big line, a fat line, if you have smaller eyes, because this will shrink your eyes quite a bit. So again, if you have small eyes, try to avoid this. If you have big eyes with larger eyelids, I would recommend using this technique. And the line is pretty much fat from the beginning to end of my eye. I'm grabbing a mascara by Rimmel, and it's really not good. I just got it, but do not buy this. Go-to mascara is definitely the Lash Blast by CoverGirl, or Volume Express, or Voluminous, all by L'Oreal and Maybelline. So this literally took me like 400 passes on my eyes until I got any kind of dimension whatsoever. So it's a pretty crappy mascara, to be completely honest. So now that my mascara is completely applied, I turn to my favorite foundation, as I mentioned in almost every video, which is the Laura Mercier Oil Free Supreme Foundation. It's a very heavy coverage, very opaque, and oil free, and of course no silicone. I've been using this for almost a year now, and I think I'm on my third bottle, so it's pretty addictive. And again, the provides pretty much the best coverage I've ever tried, um, and of course leads to no clogging of pores, which is amazing. And this is pretty much like an extra pump. I tend to use about a pump and a half to cover my entire face. And actually, if you don't have any marks, then one pump would pretty much be sufficient. To cover my under eye dark circles, I use what I consider the best corrector, and this is by Bobbi Brown. It's the corrector in, I'll mention the shade below, and this does an amazing job at covering any dark circles because it has a little bit of pinkish pigmentation in it, some pink undertones, as well as orange undertones. So it's just a really great combination of shades to cover any of that purple or blue under your eyes. And I actually sometimes now skip concealer on top because the corrector does an amazing job on its own. So if you are looking for something, definitely get this. Just applying some powder as well to really set the foundation. I also like to use a Kleenex to kind of absorb any oil, but I was a little bit in a rush here, so I didn't really do that, and don't always really do that. So this should be sufficient. This is the MAC setting powder. I use MAC's Blunt to pretty much add some dimension to my face and contour it a bit and just create a little more pronounced cheekbones. My face is a little bit, actually quite round, so I like to add a little bit of dimension right under to make my cheekbones pop a little more, and just a little bit on my upper nose bone-ish area. Then I got the Stila blush and the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick to highlight, and the blush I kind of applied all over the place. I took some eyebrow gel and a standard eyebrow brush to define my eyebrows as well, and surprisingly this is the Maybelline eyeliner gel instead, and I use that for my brows and lasts all day. So just defining this, and I like to not define it too much towards my nose because it just becomes too defined and too fake. I grabbed a pinkish fuchsia shade. This is by Rimmel, and I'll also name the shade below. And I'm just defining my lips and filling them in about 3/4 of the way, which will again create the base so that the lipstick stays in place. This is a Wet n Wild shade, so not more than $3, and is pretty much a dupe, I would say, very close to MAC's Impassioned. And it's a matte shade. And I'm just going over this with the Joe Fresh lip gloss to kind of add a little more volume to my lips as well. But you can obviously skip this step. So that's it, guys. Here's the finished look, and I hope you enjoyed it.